Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to talk about life as it is, and the total presentation or the full presentation will tackle things such as life as it is on earth, the mysterious nature of life, truth versus fiction, and I'm going to summarize all the points I make, and then I'll end the presentation with an optional prayer. So let's get started. Life as it is on earth. As human beings, we get born at some point in time. We grow, we live our lives, and then we die. After death, we disappear from this life, leaving behind the effects and consequences of all the decisions and actions we took while we lived. Whatever we did, whether good or bad, stays here and continues to affect the lives of other people till the end of time. For instance, if you live your life and you build a house for your children, even after you're dead and gone, your children will definitely have a place to live, and probably this effect is going to snowball, and fit into other aspects of their lives, as they move along, right through your descendants, going ahead like that. This has always been the life of a human being, regardless of status or what one believes, or where you come from, or whether you're white, black, or you come from the north or south, this is your life. You get born, you live your life, and then you die. And then the consequences of everything you do stays behind and continues to play its role in nature and continues to affect other people. So when you do good, your good deeds, continue to affect other people. And you do evil, your evil deed continues to destroy the lives of several other people. The fact that we shall live to a point and die should be something that should weigh very heavily on the mind of every reasonable person. Because what if there is something beyond death? What if something is going to happen? What if there is a brand new life afterwards? What if what we do here affects what happens to us in the other life? What if anything will happen after death? These are questions that every reasonable person should ponder over. And this thinking should be enough to motivate any concerned person who seeks for truth in the meaning of life to keep pondering and to keep probing these very interesting questions. The knowledge of truth is what helps us to expose deception. And for every human being, it is when you know the truth about something that you can see and spot a deception when you see one. Without the knowledge of the truth, you wouldn't know what deception is. And deception can sweep you off your feet and you wouldn't even know about it. Life is full of mystery, and mystery is something man in his physical state can never be able to fully understand. Man can only attempt to study, think about, or try to decipher some of the mystery of life by continuing, in a cycle of knowledge. And this cycle of knowledge is an endless cycle because life is far bigger than what mankind can ever get to know. And the fact that we have to learn from life points out the basic fact that the complete knowledge available in this life we live far surpasses what knowledge any man could accumulate at any point in time. Life is far bigger than what we can ever get to learn. The intellect and understanding of mankind simply lacks behind the totality of knowledge nature has to offer. Nature is so big that there are so many things in nature man will never get to know. And the intellect of man at any particular point in time definitely will lag behind what nature has to offer us. And simply put, life and nature are much deeper than we see and than we get to know. The giant mystery of life should never be overlooked by any reasonable person. Anyone, who is reasonable, who is concerned, about what there is for us in this particular life, should never overlook the giant mystery of life. And it's important that we do not disregard the aspects of life that we do not fully understand for lack of physical human evidence without attempting to interrogate the issues. And for those who seek and do so diligently, relevant bits and pieces of the mystery of life could be understood, and this understanding could evolve, into wisdom that could help direct the path of one's life. There is so much deception in this world. The world is filled with fiction and deception. And one of the main fictions that we have in this life is that all that we see and experience in this life is all there is in this world, and there's nothing beyond what we see and what we can feel and experience. This is a deception which eventually blinds people from the truth until it's too late. In as much as the world is filled with fiction and deception, the world also has some truth in it. There's so much truth in this particular world. And the world has so much truth in it, but this truth can easily be experienced and understood by those who are humble and observant to acknowledge it. You see, once you're observant and you're humble and you can look consistently, objectively at something, that is how you can actually know whatever truth there is in that particular item you're observing. And the truth is that life and nature have inward intelligence, order, and other elements which point out to the basic fact that they have been deliberately designed, put together, and orchestrated by a scheme of knowledge more advanced than that of mankind. Life and nature didn't happen just by accident. If you look at everything within nature, how plants grow, how the baby forms in the womb, how human beings, we heal even from disease, natural immunity. These are things that didn't happen out of chaos. These are things that have been really designed, by a grand intelligence. So life is a grand design, which cannot be fully comprehended by the physical way of thinking. And this grand design, brothers and sisters, emanates from the Supreme God who made everything possible. Everyone would eventually get to know this truth, whether in this life or beyond. Some people will get to know this truth in this life. Others too, who ignore it in this life, will meet it afterwards. Life continuously manifests the work of God in everything we see around us, in all the marvels we have in this world. And the works of God are evident all around us, and in all the marvels and automation we see in the fundamental process of life and in how things work in nature, which are all way beyond the control of mankind. The way the sun shines, the way how rain gets to form, how a baby forms and grows in a womb, how DNA, forms in the human body, how natural immunity takes place and helps us fight against diseases. These are things mankind can never be able to control, and these are things that happen naturally, exactly according to how God actually designed them to do. Now, the wildest carnal imagination of mankind can never fully understand the mystery of life, and this is how far advanced life is. So, in summary of the main points, all human beings have a common life cycle from birth to life to death, regardless of status or what one believes. So whether you're white, whether you're black, whether you're from the north, whether you're from the south, whether you're rich or poor, this is your life. You are born at a point in time, you live your life, you do whatever you want, and then the time comes for you to die. Life is full of mystery, and mystery is something mankind can never be able to fully understand, despite all the intelligence we gather in this world. As such, there are things in life which are true, but which some people will reject for lack of understanding. Life is a grand design, which emanates from the Supreme God who made everything possible. And one of the simplest ways to embrace the mystery of God is to gradually examine the works and intelligence in the fundamental processes of nature, especially the ones mankind has no or zero control over. Brothers and sisters, if you're able to make it to this point and you are seeking to understand what life actually means, what lies beyond, what is this whole mystery of life, this can be revealed to you if you are willing. And if you're willing, please try and pray this prayer with me. Dear God, I come before you with a sincere heart. If you are real, and if you made all the things I see in nature, please reveal yourself to me and show me the truth. I thank you for listening to my prayer. Amen. And I believe if you pray this prayer, the Supreme God who made everything possible will manifest to you in so many different ways that you could never imagine was possible. If you're able to make it to this point in my video, I would like to let you know that I'm very grateful for your time. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.